to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City Clerk Ed Norris, would you call the roll?
Mayor McClellan.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns.
Here.
She was in the
Councilmember-
hospital this week, but nothing stops this woman.
Councilmember Radner.
Here.
Councilmember Weiss.
Here.
Councilmember Edgar.
Here. Okay, we have a quorum. Before we approve the agenda, would you please add 2 items? Item 7, an introduction by Ferndale Area Chamber. And item 15B, an update on lead service line replacement program. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Consent agenda. These are routine items presented without discussion as one item. Any council member can ask for one to be dropped and considered separately. A, regular city council meeting minutes of December 16th, 2019. B, special council meeting minutes, same date. C, Parks and Recreation Commission meeting minutes of November 20th. D, Arts and Cultural Diversity Commission meeting minutes of May 9th, June 13th, September 12th, October 10th, and November 14th. E, payment of an invoice from G2 Consulting Group for material testing on the 9 Mile Road Diet Project for the total amount of $1,904.75. Finally, F, licenses, new and renewals, is submitted for January 6, 2020. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We have an elected official to recognize. Our state representative, Robert Wittenberg, is here. Please come up and share the news in Lansing.
The news in Lansing. Not a lot going on currently. We start, I would say Monday, right? So we start Wednesday for the Constitution. It's actually the second Wednesday in January. And so this is was not on. I can hear myself throughout the place, but I guess I was just talking really loud. Sorry. So hello, everyone at home and everyone here. We will be back in Lansing Wednesday per the Constitution. It's the second Wednesday in January when we start. And this is actually the earliest we could possibly start because January 1st was a Wednesday. So we'll be back this Wednesday. But I want to come and wish everyone here a Happy New Year. And also, Council Member Edgar, to congratulate you, and I look forward to working with you, and obviously, if there's ever anything I can do to help or support you, please let me know, of course. So I want to come out and say hello. Also, we have our upcoming community conversations that we do jointly between myself and our state senator, Jeremy Moss. We try to do at least 2 every single month, and we rotate between the 7 different communities, or I should say 6 that we cover together, including Oak Park. So the next 2 that we have upcoming, we have one Friday, January 17th from starting at 12:30 p.m. at the Community Center in Pleasant Ridge. So that's January 17th, 12:30 at the Community Center in Pleasant Ridge. And then Thursday, January 23rd at 6:30 p.m. We're actually doing it at Affirmations in Ferndale, which is on 9 Mile, right in the heart of downtown Ferndale. So we are hosting our community conversation there. So we encourage anyone and everyone that wants to come out to come join us. We'll give you a brief update of what's going on in Lansing, and then we open it up for discussion. So any thoughts or concerns or questions, suggestions, ideas, anything you have, we always welcome you to show up there. And it doesn't matter where you live, everyone is welcome. Whether you live in one of those communities or not, we would love to hear from you. And if you can't make it to one of those, again, call, email. I want to be as helpful as possible and as accessible as possible for all of you. So for those at home, you can call me 517 373-0478, or email robertwittenberg@house.mi.gov. So those are the best ways to contact me. Just the one thing that we'll talk about briefly, I know it's a short agenda tonight, so I don't want to hold you guys up for too long. This might be a record-setting meeting, but I've probably already talked for too long. Just the budget. You know, there were issues with the budget from last year. I know you guys were all staying in tune with what was going on. We had issues because the budget was introduced. The governor introduced her budget in, I think it was February, March of the year. Ultimately, we got it done so that we didn't have to shut the government down, but there were a lot of issues that occurred because the legislative leaders did not leave her pretty much at the table, right? They just kind of shut her out when it came to negotiations with the budget. So ultimately, she used the power that she has, and she line item vetoed quite a few different things, over 100, I think it was 130 or 40 something line items that she vetoed to bring people back to the table. Ultimately, there was a supplemental bill that was passed just before the end of last year to kind of tie up, you know, the last bit of the budget. There were a few things that unfortunately did not get funded, but we start the whole process over again this year. So I encourage you, if there are particular items that I should be aware of or things that either weren't funded to the level that you would like, please let me know. We'll keep tabs on everything. I don't sit on the Appropriations Committee, but obviously I have a vote when it comes to the floor, and I have the ability to talk to my colleagues that serve on appropriations, and we can talk about any of the issues that anyone wants me to advocate for. So budget season will start again soon, and so I'll keep you posted on that. Again, I would love to get more for the revenue sharing for our local communities. As I see everyone's head nodding, we know that's been an issue for far too long, that we are balancing our budgets on the backs of local communities across the state, in Lansing. So you guys need the resources necessary to provide the services that everyone deserves here in the state. And I know here you guys have done a great job on a shoestring budget. You've done an amazing job in this community, so I commend you for that. But we are worst in the country when it comes to the funding that we provide for our local municipalities. So I would love to see that change. So I will continue advocating for that. So that's really it, though. That was kind of the big issue. Any other questions, anything you guys have for me? Otherwise, next time I'm here, I'll bring a little more to talk about. But yes.
I did have a quick question. I heard you
course.
have $1 billion surplus. Is that correct?
$1 billion surplus?
Or $1 million, like a large surplus from last year's budget?
So, correct. So what happened was there was the line item veto, which was about $900 million, so it was almost $1 billion. And then when we came back and did the supplemental, it was something about, now I'm drawing a blank and I should have known, but it was something about $400 or $500 million that we appropriated. So then that what is left over rolls into the next budget. So we will have that money for the next budget.
So around like 400 or 500 million?
That would be my guess. Don't quote me on that. I can
Okay.
get back to you. I don't remember offhand right now because we actually dealt with this about a month ago, and I can't remember offhand. But there was some money that when it doesn't get, when it's not part of the supplemental bill that we pass, it gets rolled back in.
All right, maybe that could be some money reinvested back into communities.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Yeah, there are a few different things. We're obviously everyone's competing for the same pot of money, but I think that should be at the top of the priority list.
100 million here, 100 million there. Pretty soon you're talking about real money.
That's right, actually. Yeah, exactly. Before you get to 100 million, it's not real money, though, right? It's just like Monopoly. We're just playing with it. So, no, I would love to see that. And there are a lot of things, right? There are a lot of different priorities that I think we, for far too long, we've been underfunding a lot of things here in the state. And we know our roads and infrastructure, you're going to talk about it here with the lead service lines, and that's going to be an unfunded mandate in all of our local communities, and I know you're going to talk about that based on the change in the testing. So really nothing changed other than the testing levels, and it's going to be on the backs of all of our local communities to address that without the state helping out, which is in my mind crazy, but that's the nature of the business, unfortunately. I would love to see that change, and believe me, there are enough of us that have talked about that. but I don't know what's going to happen with that. So, but I commend you all for the work you're doing, that's for sure. And I know it's not easy, and it's thankless, but I give you all the credit. So hopefully you'll want to stick around here for a little while. You're drinking from a fire hose to get started, I can imagine, but I know you'll do a great job. I know your willingness to do the work and really give back to the community is there. So so that's it. I don't know if any other questions.
Thank you ever so much.
Thank
We
you.
can
Happy New
always
Year,
count
everyone,
on you
again.
to
Yep.
come in and-
2020 should be a great year for everybody.
Amen.
Yep.
Yes.
The elected officials, when you know their face, you know they're doing their job because they are here reporting to us. That's the perfect kind of elected official. Another special recognition or presentation. We have 3 members of the Ferndale Area Chamber. Joy Wells is our CEO, and she came with Kathy Patton Erickson, who is running a nonprofit in Oak Park that I didn't know about. So we're going to get together and find out how we can, it's financed by Easter Seals. It's called My Place at 9 in Scotia. Drop-in for mental health are encouraged, and I'm just glad you're here to let us know about that. Dale Villarolo, is the board chair of the Ferndale Area Chamber, and he came to show his support. And Joy Wells is going to talk to us a little bit about the Ferndale Area Chamber. Thank you all for coming.
Hi, good
Hi,
evening.
welcome.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you so much for having us. I appreciate the opportunity to be here and speak. On behalf of the Ferndale Area Chamber of Commerce, which is to serve the city of Ferndale as well as Oak Park and Pleasant Ridge. I think it's important to note that Oak Park is just as important business community as the others involved. So I'm here to extend an invitation to our first Coffee Connection of 2020, which is tomorrow at Incubizo co-working space that my office is in. The address is 1938 Burdett Street. And that is where I will announce a lot of the new 2020 program offerings. To touch on that a little bit is a new resident welcome program, as well as a President's Club that I anticipate should launch end of first quarter. Any questions so far?
What time is the event tomorrow?
That is at 8 o'clock. I'm sorry. Thank you.
And the name of the place again?
Incubizo.
Incubizo.
Can you spell that? Sorry.
It's INCUBIZO.
And it's 8 a.m., correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yep. But additionally, I would just like to say, I understand it's last minute for tomorrow's event, but I would love the opportunity to meet with anyone, any business entity, city official, otherwise, to discuss re-engaging both the city as well as the business community in Oak Park.
We welcome you, and we're delighted that you are here and
Thank you.
energetic and reaching out, and very impressed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Additionally, my email address is joy@ferndalechamber.com, and the direct office line is 248-542-2160.
All right.
So it is my hope that our regular program offerings that most are familiar with, the Chamber's regular networking events being the Coffee Connections, the After Fives, that we are able to bring those together to share the space in the Oak Park community as well. it's different to show support, shopping local and such. So supporting your community looks a little bit different when we're serving multiple municipalities in this circumstance.
We're still shopping local. That's great. And shopping local benefits the city more than any big box store, because the local people are the ones who are supporting our local events.
Sure.
And who care about the community and live in the area. So we are partners.
I'll be done soon, I promise. I know that. So February 21st, just an example of new program offerings in 2020. I have partnered with the Michigan Hispanic Chamber, as well as the State of Michigan MDOT Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. And any of our members that are interested in learning how to receive the certification to get involved in monies that are earmarked for the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. That's a new offering for the members. And so it's something that extends beyond just your networking and marketing opportunities that you hear of.
Okay. Super. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we are at the city manager, Eric Tunge.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council. I'd like to ask Director Crystal Van Vleck to join me at the podium. Good evening.
Tonight I have for you another agenda item regarding the MIDC tonight. It's our interlocal agreement with Oakland County regarding MIDC continuing legal education requirements. So as you know, I've been up here a few times regarding the MIDC, the grant that we get for it and the different standards that the court needs to adhere to. Tonight, though, in order to, just as we did last year, in order to ensure that our system is in compliance with Standard 1, which is Education and Training of Defense Counsel, we would like to enter into an interlocal agreement with Oakland County to participate in their CLE program, Continuing Legal Education Program, which is administered by the Oakland County Bar Association, and it ensures that our criminal defense attorneys are meeting their continuing legal education requirements. It's not a cost that's borne by us or even by our grant. The grant is actually asked for, Oakland County asks for that money with the understanding that we will enter into an agreement with them for them to take care of the continuing legal education for those attorneys. So the recommended action, we're hoping that tonight City Council will approve the interlocal agreement between Oakland County and the City of Oak Park regarding MIDC continuing legal education requirements.
And did I read that right? There's no cost to the city?
No cost to us, correct?
Funded. Think of that. All right. Is there a motion to approve this interlocal agreement?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion or questions?
This program requires the attorneys who are going to be doing the criminal defense work in this court to go through some sort of training in Oakland County?
Correct, continuing.
Okay, and if, just out of curiosity, because I don't understand exactly how it works, but I know somewhat about some of these kinds of programs, if there's a particular case that Judge Apple or Judge Gubo looks at and says, wow, this is a tricky case, but I know that there's an attorney who's an expert in this, and that attorney happened to not go to the training, he or she would not be qualified?
Correct. It's my understanding that in order for them to be on our roster, they have to continue, they have to have the continuing education. And so the agreement that you guys, or the contracts that you guys
Yeah.
approved last time with our coordinators, the coordinators will keep an ongoing attorney list and ensure that they're all up to speed with their continuing legal education credits. And if they're not, it's my understanding they cannot be on our list.
All right. I see Ebony looking at me, so I'll just keep my opinions to myself of what those seminars actually accomplish, if anything.
let's see. City Manager Tungate, I think you have a second item on lead service line.
Oh, we need to vote. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
We need to approve this one.
Didn't vote on that. We're having too much fun. We can't be bothered with voting.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns.
Yes.
Councilmember Edgar.
Yes.
Mayor McClellan.
Yes,
Councilmember Radner.
Yes.
Councilmember Weiss.
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you, Director Van Vleck. I wanted to provide for 15B, I want to provide a very basic update to the lead service line replacement project throughout the city. State Representative, we are going to be, I think as you know, probably the first city in the state to have fully remediated and cleared all of our lead lines. And this is as of today, we have performed over 1,250 in-home lead service line inspections, which we've been doing this program now for, I think, less than 2 months. It is an astronomical amount of inspections. In those inspections, about 85 homes have had a private lead service line. Of the 85, we've replaced 61. We have 5 more scheduled this week, and we need to schedule about 15 more. We're going to continue to accept phone calls if people would like to have theirs examined, and we'll continue doing that, obviously, throughout the course of this year or until we think we're finished. But needless to say, the program's going great. I think we've got some pretty happy customers, if you will. I think people are generally very favorable to the way that we handle this. But after these 85, unless others come forward and call, I don't think there will be that many more that will need to be replaced, and we could be potentially all finished with this project, which would be great news. And again, we will probably be the first in the state. We're very proud of the job our staff has done with that. And that's despite the unfunded mandate.
Right, right.
I also wanted to say, are there any questions about that before I move?
Just from what I've heard, people are raving about the professionalism of the people that come out and do the inspections, courtesy, they're helpful. And when people call, they are welcomed. Service is my thing, and I don't think it can be improved on. This is outstanding service.
Thank you.
I would also like to just comment, my home was one of the 85 that was inspected and did have a lead service line. I had no idea. I had a home inspection done. It was not disclosed to me. So it's very important that you call and find out. I did just have mine done. They were in and out within 3 hours. It was very quick, minimally invasive. While they were there, they went around and knocked on all my neighbors' doors and went and checked the ones they could. So the city's doing a phenomenal job. All of the employees, the company that we're working with, D'Angelo Plumbing Company, they're doing a great job. And I just encourage people, if you haven't checked or you're not sure, just call the water department and have someone come out and check, because they will come out and check. It's really quick, and then you'll have the peace of mind, and you'll at least know for sure, especially if your home was built before 1960? 1950.
What is the phone number that people should call if they're concerned?
It's the water department phone number, and I don't have that right here at hand. I should, but I don't. But they can look on the city's website or call 248. It's going to be in the calendar. Or they can just call the general line, 248-691-7410.
Public Works?
I have it in front of me. It's 248-691-7470. That's for the water department, and they're the ones who are scheduling the inspections. So again, that's 248-691-7470.
Mayor, I just wanted to elaborate on something Councilmember Weiss mentioned, I think is very important. If you don't know and you want peace of mind, I would highly recommend that you call, and there's no disadvantage. This is not an out-of-pocket expense. for the residents. We're doing these, not that it matters, but we're doing these at our cost right now for about $2,500 a shot, which is almost half or more of what you would pay if you did this on your own. So there's no disadvantage. And I've had a lot of city administrator friends and colleagues tell me that they're mad at me because, we're setting the precedent now for other communities to follow. And yeah, I mean, this is serious stuff, so we're on it. But it looks like, as we've maintained, that we could be done with this mid-2020 for sure.
Excellent.
That completes the city manager report for this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, City Manager Tungate. And now we're at call to the audience. Please write your name and address on one of these little cards if you'd like to come up and speak. So we spell your name right in the minutes. And you've got 3 minutes. This is not a chatty group. All right. Call to the council. I think Mayor Pro Tem Burns would come to the meeting if she had to carry her IV pole with her, because she is just all heart, I think. Shall I say goodnight for you, or you?
Thank you for coming. Good night.
Great.
Madam Mayor? Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. but-
Yes. There is somebody here who did come to speak. Oh, no.
Oh, please come. Please come. No.
There was a rat who had eaten its way through the garbage can, and he was stuck halfway in, halfway out. And then upon further inspection, we could see scrape marks and teeth marks all around the garbage cans, and these are the cans that are provided to us from Bengali. So I think that if we could move garbage day to Monday, as well as encouraging people to bag any food that does not get put in the garbage disposal, as well as pouring some bleach in the bottom of the cans, that might help eradicate the problem.
Yes, please add.
Well, first, thank you for your comments. I wanted to just speak to that because one of the things, Director Barrett, who is sitting right back here in the dark suit, one of the things that he did, this is, probably going back to 2012 or 2013 now, but he put together one of the most comprehensive rat brochures, and I'm being serious when I'm saying those words, rat brochures, that I've ever seen. But it has some of the things that you mentioned, and again, thank you for your comments, and many, many other things. But keeping a tight lid and your debris and trash bagged up and enclosed is the number one thing, is to just not give them access to the food source. So I don't know if you probably don't have any of those on you. I don't know if there are any in the hall out here, but you should take a look at it because it's very comprehensive and helpful. But thank you.
When I started as mayor, I didn't know anything about rats in particular. But what I found out was they go by smell. And so if you can separate your trash, chicken skin and bones and fruit pits and stuff into one bag, and then the other stuff into another bag that doesn't have food on it. You take this bag and you put some cleanser in the bag, you twist it and tie it really tight. What you're trying to do is to keep them from smelling the food. Because if they smell the food, they can probably eat through the tin garbage cans. So if we can't change the date, we can tightly bag, and that's another a way to solve the problem. thank you for bringing that up. It is a chronic problem in any city, Birmingham, everywhere, any place there are people, and we can just outsmart them. Councilmember Solomon Radner.
Good night, everybody.
Councilmember Regina Weiss.
Good evening, everyone. Just to tag on to what was just said about the rat problem too. For those of us who have garbage disposal, it helps just to put your food scraps down the sink, because then it never even gets into your trash. Less trash in the landfill, and the rats can't get to it. I also wanted to let everybody know that on MLK Day, which is coming up on January 20th, the city of Oak Park will be partnering again and marching in the Peace Walk in Southfield. The Arts and Cultural Diversity Commission is going to have a crew going down there to march, and anyone from the city, anyone at all is welcome. Anyone in the area at all is welcome to attend. If you want to march with the city, though, you're definitely encouraged to come. They're meeting up at the Hope United Methodist Church at 9:30 a.m. And Crystal Van Vleck is the staff liaison for ACDC. Crystal, should people email you if they want more information? What, do you mind saying? I don't have your email in front of me. Sorry.
Yeah, you can email me if you'd like more information. ACDC is meeting this Thursday, so they'll kind of solidify all the details, where they're meeting and whatnot. Michelle is on the committee. My email address is C as in Crystal, Van Vleck, which is V as in Victor, ANVLECK, at oakparkmi.org. .gov, sorry.
Super.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you. Councilmember Julie Edgar.
Two things. One, I wanted to remind everybody that our Winterfest is coming up on January the 26th. It's from 2 to 5. Here at the community center, and it will have a lot of activity, ice skating and horse and carriage rides. There will be face painting. We'll be serving sloppy joes, maybe sledding. We'll see what the snow situation is about. We are looking for volunteers, so anybody who is interested in coming and helping, that would be great. We're going to have a lot of people there. Should be a lot of fun. That's the first thing I wanted to mention. Secondly, I just wanted to comment a little bit about Aaron's suggestion about changing garbage pickup day. I don't know if that's possible, but I also see the issue, which is twofold. One, people put their bags directly on the curb, not in a garbage can. That's a problem because it's much easier for rodents to get into those bags. Secondly, it's true that Saturday is a big day in the neighborhood, in my neighborhood at least, and if garbage were picked up Monday, it would probably help a little bit in curbing the rodent problem and curbing even the trash. There's just a litter problem that's exacerbated when bags are just put directly on the curb. So I don't know. Director Barrett, is it possible to change pickup day?
Good evening and Happy New Year. I don't know if it's possible. We have a contract with Sacra for our garbage pickup, and I think it's highly regulated based on all the communities that they have to pick up, and we're in a current contract with them. So we'd have to review that contract, but I don't think changing the date is possible. We're in the middle of a contract with them.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thanks. Another thing, just to end with rats, because we started with rats, keeping your garbage can covered during the week is even more important than what happens on garbage day, because the rats have a little route that they follow, and if they know that there are open cans here and there, then those are the areas that are on the route. So you need to cover your garbage cans, and if you have a neighbor who isn't, if you just call our code department, you don't have to confront them. That's what the code inspectors are paid to do, and 98% of people, when they find out what to do to keep rats away, are more than delighted to do it. We will see you at Winterfest. Can't wait. I have 2 grandchildren that are just looking forward to it. It's a fun time. It's free. Everyone is welcome. You don't have to live in Oak Park. Bring your friends and family and come. There being no further business to come before this council, this meeting is adjourned.